What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Arrival Entertainment, and today we're going to be talking about the new adventure comedy, The Lost City. The Lost City is a new adventure comedy that stars Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe, and is directed by Aaron and Adam Nee. And in this movie, Sandra Bullock's character gets kidnapped by Daniel Radcliffe's character because he believes that she can help him find this treasure from this lost city from her latest novel. And along the way, Channing Tatum's character, who is the cover model for these novels, tries to rescue her. Before I get on with the video, I just want to say that if you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you enjoy this type of content, then feel free to like and share this video and consider subscribing to the channel. That really helps me out. With that being said, let's keep talking about The Lost City. When I saw the trailers for this movie, I said to myself, it can go 50-50 either way for me. From the trailer, the movie looked really funny, but I wasn't going to be surprised if this movie took the generic adventure romantic comedy route. But overall, I think there's a lot to enjoy in The Lost City. In fact, I found myself enjoying 90% of the movie. The film does have its issues though, and I'll get into those issues a little bit later, but let's first talk about what I like about the movie. First, I really like Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum in this film. Both of them I thought gave really strong performances, and you kind of need that because most of this movie, you're following these two around the jungle. I thought the two of them had really good chemistry together, and they had a lot of good laughs throughout the movie, although some jokes throughout the movie became very describing awkward humor. I don't know how else to put it. Like if something gross or something shocking happens, that type of awkward humor where you're trying to describe in an over-the-top way what it seems like. For instance, the scene in the trailer where Channing Tatum has the leeches all over his back and he's kind of describing what the sucking kind of feels like. There's quite a bit of humor like that between those two, and that didn't really always work for me. Thankfully, it's not that much of it, but Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock, they did very well with the humor for the most part. And I like Daniel Radcliffe as the villain. He plays a sorta over-the-top billionaire type villain, and I thought he did a pretty good job with that. Although his villain henchmen were pretty disposable, you don't really, I honestly kind of forgot that he had henchmen in the movie because the movie doesn't really spend a whole lot of time on them. In fact, I think one of them only had a name, and you kind of find that out very late in the movie. I could be wrong on that, but the henchmen were pretty much disposable villains. In fact, I would say the elements with Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Daniel Radcliffe's character, all that stuff when they're in the jungle, I think the film provides its strongest elements. However, there are some parts that detract from that I feel like didn't really work all that much. There's a subplot in this movie where Sandra Bullock's book publicist, played by Davine Joy Randolph, I apologize if I pronounced that name incorrectly. She tries to go to this island where Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum are being kept to try to rescue them, and I didn't really enjoy that aspect of the movie. It was mainly just there for laughs, and I really didn't laugh all that much during these elements. A lot of people at my theater did laugh during those parts, so it's gonna entertain some people. It just didn't really work for me all that much. It felt like whenever we cut back to her, the brakes of this movie just screeched very badly, and I was just waiting to get back to the island with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. That's where the movie was, in my opinion. And when we got back to that, I was very entertained, but then we cut back to her character, and I was just kind of waiting for that scene to be over so we can get back to the island. Again, some people are going to be entertained by those parts. I just wasn't. Also, there's another character in the movie played by Patty Harrison that I didn't like at all. Her humor was just kind of awkward humor, and I have a tough relationship with awkward humor. There's some times where it could get a laugh out of me, and then there's times where it just gets on my nerves, and this was one of those times where the awkward humor did get on my nerves a little bit too much. We mainly see this character in the beginning of the movie. That's kind of like where the chunk of her runtime is, and every time she was doing her thing and the awkward humor with her was coming about, I was just kind of saying to myself, oh no, it's not going to be this type of movie, is it? Thankfully, she's not in the movie too much after that, so it didn't really bother me too much after that. But like I said, most of the entertainment that I got in this movie was following Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock's character in the island. That stuff was very entertaining. The movie looks good for the most part in the jungle. However, there were a couple of green screen effects that really stood out for me. In fact, there's this one shot after Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum climb this mountain, and they're kind of looking at the landscape in front of them, and then it cuts to these two just kind of talking to each other, and the green screen in that scene looked very, very rough. And then when they get to the Lost City, that green screen effect where Sandra Bullock's just kind of looking at it, you could tell that was very green screen too. There's something artificial about the way it looked. Overall, guys, I hope I'm not sounding too negative about this movie, because overall I would say that The Lost City is a very enjoyable movie. I liked everything with our two main leads. I thought they were fleshed out really well. I really liked Daniel Radcliffe as the villain, and I liked the stuff in the jungle. It's just that the movie detracts from that a little bit too much, and that stuff I didn't really like all that much. Most of the humor did get a laugh out of me, although there were some humorous elements that you can tell they were really trying to be funny, and it just didn't quite stick the landing for me. Again, it feels like I'm being 50-50 with this movie, but I'm not. I did enjoy this movie overall, and I feel like most people that are gonna go into this movie are gonna have an enjoyable time at the movie theaters. I do see myself watching this movie again. In fact, maybe with a second viewing, I might like the movie a little bit more. And I do recommend seeing the movie. However, I don't really think you need to go to the movie theater to see this. You can wait for the Redbox or wait for streaming, whatever your preference is. It's not a great movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's an enjoyable comedy. And if you go in with that mindset, you'll be fine with this film. So guys, that's my review for The Lost City. Just like always, if you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section. And just like always, guys, thank you again for watching. My next review is going to be for that new A24 movie, Everything, All the Time, All at Once. I butchered that, but I'm going to leave it in. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That's what I meant to say. That's going to be my next review, so stay tuned for that coming very soon. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and share it. Subscribe right here if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, take care.